Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is John Litton. I'm blessed to be the president and CEO of Greater Cleveland Habitat for Humanity. And while I know I just said good morning, I'd like to bring up a longtime board member, former board chair, and friend Brian Dardis to welcome everybody today.
John?
Good morning, everyone. So I am thrilled to be here to welcome all of you. As John mentioned, my name is Brian Dardis. I've been an active member of the Greater Cleveland Habitat Board for probably 12 years. Who's counting? I kind of forget at this point, but I've been around a long time. So with that historical context, it really truly is amazing to see what Habitat's accomplishing with this 400 home campaign, including here in Collinwood. When I became involved in Habitat so many years ago, we were doing one, maybe two houses a year. It was a much different situation. I feel blessed to have been involved with the growth of this organization that has helped so many families achieve affordable homeownership over the years. I'd be remiss if I didn't do a quick acknowledgement of our former president and CEO, John Habit, who I know many of you know. I don't believe, John's not here, right? John can't be here today, but you know, from the day we hired him until the day he retired, he was the driver of our sustainable and continued growth of our mission. I know John is personally excited about this lot in particular because he's a native of Collinwood and grew up here. As an aside, my dad grew up here, as did my grandma, and so I have roots here. So I'm personally excited about this project as well. So the 10 modular homes that we are building here on this site are an important part of our 400 home initiative being led by John Litton, our current president. We'll be serving 400 households throughout Greater Cleveland starting last year, 2023 through 2027. I can't believe I'm saying that given what I saw when I started as part of this great organization. Homes on this site, there's going to be 10 modular homes of the 19 modular homes that we're going to be building to provide affordable housing. Using the modular home, it's a creative and innovative solution to meet our deadline to provide the 400 homes for our partner families. I want to just generally thank all of our partners and stakeholders who make this all possible, including all donors, volunteers, partner families, and staff, and anyone else. We'll be hearing from many of them today, many of the people that and organizations that made this possible. For additional context, briefly, we're receiving support from the City of Cleveland and the state through ARPA funds, and the county through the county housing program administered by the county land bank. I'm not even going to attempt to single out any of the many individuals that were involved, but I do want to give a special recognition to Gus Frangos, formerly of the county land bank, who was always a great friend and supporter of Habitat and is dearly missed. Of course, there are so many other additional partners that make this happen. So again, welcome, thank you for your support, and I'm going to turn it back over to John.
Thanks, Brian. So, in opening this up, I hope you all can acknowledge that we are on sacred ground right now, and that is not because of the golden shovels behind me, nor all the important people and partners in front of me, but it's because 10 households will find their forever home here soon to come. You know, the backdrop here of the park with RTA right here by and all these amenities here in Collinwood is just a perfect place for this to occur. It's also a little bit performative for us to do these groundbreakings like this, I realize, but I feel like it's an important thing to acknowledge because these houses are going to be built so quickly through Champion Homes as well. So we're really excited to be able to do that. We really should open this up with a prayer as well. So please bow your heads. For a new home. May these houses shelter their life. When they come in, let them home here. May all of the weight of the world fall from their shoulders. May their hearts be tranquil here, blessed by peace the world cannot give. May this home be a lucky place, where the graces of their desires always find the pathway to their door. May nothing destructive ever cross this threshold. May this be a safe place, full of understanding and acceptance, where families can be as they are, without the need of any mask or pretense or image. May this home be a place of discovery, where the possibilities that sleep in the clay of souls can emerge, to deepen and refine vision for all that is yet to come to birth. May it be a house of courage, where healing and growth are loved, where dignity and forgiveness prevail, a home where patience of spirit is prized, and the sight of the destination is never lost. Though the journey be difficult and slow, may there be a great delight around this hearth. May it be a house of welcome for the broken and diminished. May all who dwell here have the eyes to see that no visitor arrives without a gift, and no guest leaves without a blessing. Amen. And I love how God always makes their presence known through other ways as well. Brian Dardis mentioned all of our partners. The City of Cleveland and Cleveland City Council have been one of the most direct partners through a very generous $5 million American Rescue Plan Act gift to Habitat for us to do this 400 home campaign and make it happen. Councilman Plensik, who's generally a pretty quiet soul, I know you realize, has been instrumental in that work being able to take place and that gift being able to happen so that we can do this work and again make this sacred ground for 10 families in his ward. And so I'd like to call up Councilman Plensik to say a few words.
Keep it close.
Thank you. Thank you. First of all, thank you for all who attended today. This is a very special site for me, for I'm thinking every time I stand here, I think of the playground and pool that used to be here, and I would come over with my friends to swim here, check out the girls, had to come over here during the summer to go swimming. Then across the street at Humphrey Park, where often Collinwood High School, our football team, would practice, so I ate a lot of dirt over there, I can assure you. And just the memories, here we go again, the Lord's sending a message. The memories here of this site and in this community. So I want to thank Habitat for Humanity. I want to thank John. I want to thank Bob Whitney and all the folks associated with the board of Habitat for what a wonderful organization, because this is not their first endeavor in our community. They have built several homes off of Holmes Avenue in the Collinwood Village community, which we've been very, very supportive of and very thankful of. I want to thank my friends from the city administration, building and housing, city planning. I want to thank Jeff Epstein. I think is Bradford Davey here representing the mayor. I want to thank him as well. Chris Ronayne from the county, our state officials that are here. My colleague, Councilman Anthony Harrison. Where are you, Anthony? Chairman of the Community Development Committee, who was so instrumental in helping bring this about. I have advocated for the construction of single-family homes for a very, very long time in the city. And I say that because if you ride this neighborhood when you're through, what will you see? You'll see duplexes and single-family homes, whether it be here, the greater Collinwood community, or the Glenville community. That's what our neighborhoods were based off of. We're built off of single-family homes and duplexes. And so we've got to get back to that, because right here, as I stand in North Shore Collinwood along with you, this neighborhood has been besieged by LLCs from out of Ohio, out of the country, who are buying up the two-family homes, are buying up homes in our community. I want to see Clevelanders live in our homes again. That's what I want to see. And I can't stress that enough. My grandfather would tell me so often that how do you build wealth? You have to own something. You have to own something. And my dear late friend, the Honorable Stephanie Tubbs Jones, we would talk so often. And she would talk about, again, building personal wealth. You got to build personal wealth. And it's not Bill Gates wealth, but it's wealth where you can buy a home. You can support your family. You can build the neighborhood. Families who own homes contribute to the community. I also want to recognize, as John mentioned it, my dear late friend Gus Frangles, how instrumental he was in the construction of new homes in the city of Cleveland. I got to tell you, man, I miss him immensely. Jimmy Rakakis, where are you, Jimmy? Jimmy, raise your hand. I know you're around here somewhere, hiding back there. Jimmy, I mean, with the Western Reserve Land Conservancy, with the county, with working, this is the guy who set up the land banks across the whole state of Ohio, right there, Jimmy Rakakis. Without him, none of this, again, would be happening in our neighborhood. So today, again, is a very special day. I'm looking forward to working with Habitat on this project, the 10 new homes, with Champion Homes. And as John knows, and as Bob Whitney knows, another one who's been instrumental here, I have other sites. As I stand here today, we're looking at construction of new homes on 156th Street. We're looking at construction of homes on Westrup. We're looking at the possible construction on Holmes Avenue. So this is just the beginning, what I hope to be a long-term new development opportunity for the greater Collinwood community. And again, working with my colleague, Councilman Hairston, my colleagues in council, and I have to say this, if it wasn't for them, this wouldn't happen. One councilman doesn't do it alone. We work as a team. We work as a team together within the body, and then we work with the administration to bring about these development projects. So again, to all involved in this, thank you. I'm looking forward to the day that the foundations go in. I visited the site in West 83rd Street. I was there with the administration and some of my colleagues for those new houses that went up. And I got to tell you, I've been so impressed with the quality of these units. I was just absolutely impressed. I mean, these are going to be quality homes that people can age in place, that people can raise their children. And I have to say this as well. I know at times Habitat Humanity probably thought, man, that guy's he's a pain, okay? Because I insisted on certain things. I insisted on basements. I insisted on garages. I look at my own garage. I was looking at my own garage a couple of days ago, and I'm looking at all this stuff. The lawnmowers, the bikes, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You got to have stuff. You have to have a garage to place stuff, especially if you have kids. So we're going back on this site and the other sites that Habitat's building. We're going back to a traditional concept of building single-family homes where families and folks can live in them and enjoy themselves. So again, to all my brothers and sisters, I want to thank my assistant, Mary Louise, who's been involved in this process. And again, this is a special day for me. Thank you, Habitat. I look forward to working with you on future projects. Thank you to the City of Cleveland. I also see the Director of Building and Housing, Sally Martin, here. I want to thank her. I don't know if the Director of City Planning is here, Joyce. But I appreciate everyone who's been involved in this project. And let's get going on building this city. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. I also want to make sure we recognize Councilman Anthony Hairston, who's here as well from the city. We thank you for your support and for your being here. Legislation for this ARPA funding passed in June of 2023, and we've been working ever since with the city to implement Council and Habitat's plan to work with the city to make all this happen. And we're so excited to have Chief Jeffrey Epstein here to say a few words on behalf of the administration.
Thanks, John. Good morning. I'm here on behalf of Mayor Bibb, who's traveling today, couldn't be here, but sends his regards. I want to echo Councilman Polensek. Great to be here in Collinwood. Thank you for your leadership on this, Councilman Hairston, for your leadership and for your colleagues on this important effort. To Habitat, you know, the vision here is so great. Appreciate your partnership. And I think you're doing what we all hope to do, is learn from what other cities are doing. You've leveraged the Habitat model on modular housing to bring that to Cleveland, which is really exciting. Grateful as well to the Land Bank for all of their partnership. I think the 400 home initiative is really important, but the reality is we need far more than 400. We need 4,000. We probably need 40,000. And we have to get to work and be better as a city in working to bring more housing into Cleveland. It is a problem whose magnitude stretches into the billions in terms of rebuilding our city. And I think modular housing is a great opportunity for us to learn to try to drive costs down to be able to do this more at scale. We are taking steps at City Hall to try to implement and advance housing strategies. I just want to call out a couple of the things that we're doing to try to make it easier to get to 400 to 4,000 to 40,000. First of all, under the leadership of Director Martin O'Toole in Building and Housing, and Director Huang in Planning, and many other directors across the city, we have undertaken an overhaul of our permitting processes to make it easier to get through permitting. We're working our way through 39 implementation steps from an independent vendor to make it easier, because some of the issues with building in the city is it's a pain to deal with us. And we've got to get better at that, leverage technology. John will testify to that. Secondly, under Director Martin O'Toole's leadership, and with council support, we've implemented the Residents First legislation, which will give us much more powerful tools to go after irresponsible property owners across the city, to enforce code, to do more code enforcement, to do more rehab. We'll have for the first time a vacant property registry, which will increase the costs of just kind of sitting on property. And the final piece I wanted to outline, which is new, and our Director Huang and our Community Development Director, Alyssa Hernandez, is working on, we are putting together pre-approved housing designs that will be permitted, signed off by Building and Housing and Planning at a price point which we think can be reachable in the market. We're going to get the construction documents and drawings and put them out so builders can come leverage the many land bank sites that we have in the city to build. That, combined with the efforts on modular housing, I hope are some steps in the right direction towards bringing more housing. Before I wrap up, I want to just acknowledge a few other city staff who are here, who've worked on this. Aria Washington from our planning department. Thank you for your help getting this through. I see Director Huang and Director Martin O'Toole here. I saw someone from Community Relations earlier. I also want to give a shout out to Tony Bango and our Community Development Department, who's been working to get this through. So congratulations to Habitat, Councilman Polensek. Looking forward to getting this and many more houses built in this critical neighborhood of the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you. About a week and a half ago, I had to text him to let him know we had a little house placement thing going on. He had this, thing on his schedule, state of the county or whatever, going on that day, and was still able to find time to join us. And we're so thankful he's here today again as well. I'd like to call up the Honorable Chris Ronayne, our County Executive, to say a few words.
Thanks, John. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. What a beautiful day in Collinwood. Councilman Polensek, Councilman Harrison, good to be in your neighborhoods. I'm on my second groundbreaking of 2 days with Councilman Polensek. We also did a groundbreaking over at the Hospice of the Western Reserve off of 185th and the lakefront. And what a great day. 2 days in a row. It's where we need to be. I want to say it is an honor to be with you. Just quick shout out to John Litton. Thanks for all you're doing. Your team at Habitat, thanks for what you guys are doing. We all stand on each other's shoulders. It's already been said, but I would be remiss if I didn't stand here and say, thinking about Gus Frangos today. Tony Brancatelli, I see you out there, a lot of dear friends. Jim Rakakis was his partner in crime, literally the dynamic duo that launched land banks across Ohio. But this is a huge part of Gus's vision. And to the land bank team, Ricardo, you and your team, thanks for holding that torch, keeping it going. I know those are very big shoes to fill, but you're doing a great job running, so thank you. We are here as county partners. When I was out on the beat 2 years ago running for the office that I'm now honored to serve you in, I heard from residents what we need. And it was housing and transportation and a whole lot of other things. But as I thought of that, I thought about the whole community cost of someone's lives and how substantially good this program is to help people reduce whole family costs and whole community costs. So we did start a Department of Housing directed now by Sarah Parks Jackson, my partner also Debbie Berry, our Chief of Integrated Development here today, and we got real busy real fast. If the county makes simple contributions to organizations like Habitat for these 10 homes, just to make $20,000 for each home, it helps bring down that whole cost for that family that's going to move here in the years ahead. So we're proud to partner with you. I always say of partnerships, by the way, we do in Cleveland and Cuyahoga County have the greatest public-private nonprofit partnership in the land. Our public agencies from our city, our county, our states, Rep. Sweeney, Rep. Brent, Rep Upchurch, we work a lot with you. Thank you for the partnership, certainly the city and everybody from the administration to the council. But our neighborhood nonprofits are nonprofits like Habitat and our partners like the Land Bank. This is truly a great public-private nonprofit partnership, and frankly, I bet everyone out there is involved some way, somehow, and you care about this, so you wouldn't be here today. I do need to give a shout out, as John referenced, our second groundbreaking in 2 weeks here in the city of Cleveland. We were over in Detroit Shoreway and now here in Collinwood. It's good to do that, but you couldn't do it without your private sector partners. So to Champion Homes and to Community Rebuilders, to Steve and Jean, thank you for what you guys do. You're the private side of that public-private nonprofit partnership. I want to say we are just getting going. It's already been said, but we are just getting going. We have a housing shortage. It's not because our population has been growing, it's because our stock is aging. When your wood frame homes, built most of them over 50 years ago and many of them over 100 years ago, you have a dilapidation that occurs, creates vacant sites like this, but we have an opportunity to build again. I think this is one of the smartest things we can do in our region, is build affordably priced, market-based housing with partners like Habitat to fill the gaps, to make families whole in their income and their economy, and also replace that dilapidated stock that's dated now in this community. As Jimmy Rokakis said to me once, we're going to manufacture more of this in the future here, but we're proud to have our partners from around the state with us as well today. So here's to getting going. We're just starting. Thanks, John Lynn. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. Another great partner to Habitat, both here locally and throughout the state, and indeed nationally, is U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown, and here representing his office as Deputy State Director is Ann Longsworth Orr.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here today on behalf of Senator Brown. The Senate is in session, so he's in Washington, but I know he would like to be here himself. He shared with me a letter he'd like me to share with you. Dear friends, today's groundbreaking for 10 new Habitat for Humanity modular homes is cause for celebration. It's another step in Cleveland Habitat's 400 Home Initiative. In partnership with the City of Cleveland and with millions of dollars from the American Rescue Plan, Greater Cleveland Habitat for Humanity is helping over 400 households through new construction homes, vacant home rehabilitation, and home repairs. These modular homes may go up quickly, but they will provide long-lasting, safe, and affordable housing for families in the neighborhood. We know there's work to do in Cleveland, in Ohio, and across the country to make housing more affordable, to maintain the housing we have, and to provide and produce the new housing we need. As chair of the Senate Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee, I am fighting to make sure that Ohio communities and partners doing the kind of work we're celebrating today have the resources they need. Congratulations to Greater Cleveland Habitat for Humanity, the City of Cleveland, Cuyahoga County, the State of Ohio, the Land Bank, the construction crews and home manufacturers, and the many other partners who have joined together to help families in our community have a decent, affordable place to call home. Your creativity and commitment are commendable, and your work makes a difference. Sincerely, Sherrod Brown, United States Senator.
Thank you, Ann. I want to make sure I recognize, just in case she arrived and we didn't catch it, but is Jasmine Butler from Chantel Brown's office here, Congresswoman Chantel Brown? Okay, well, thanks nonetheless, Congresswoman. We also have with us, representing Lieutenant Governor Husted's office, Mary Kate Hastings.
Good morning. My name is Mary Kate Hastings, and I'm the Northeast Ohio Regional Representative for the Lieutenant Governor's Office. The Governor and Lieutenant Governor are dedicated to making Ohio a great place to live, work, and start a family. But you can't do that if you don't have a place for everyone to live. Collaborative efforts like this that we are celebrating today are essential for growing our state, and on behalf of the administration, both the Governor and Lieutenant Governor, I would like to thank all of the partners here today, especially the Greater Cleveland Habitat for Humanity. Thank you.
So one of the things that was already in progress as I came in as CEO of Habitat for Humanity about 2 years ago right now was some potential ARPA funding through the state of Ohio. I want to at least recognize, amidst all these speeches, Ryan Miller, our state director for Habitat for Humanity. Where's Ryan at? There you are, buddy. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Ryan and his team, working with affiliates throughout the state of Ohio, were instrumental in a $25 million ARPA gift to Habitat for Humanity throughout the state. So we were very, very thankful for that happening. It's unprecedented in the country. Actually, it's the most any Habitat affiliate or state office was able to receive through the State House. And to thank for that, amongst others, is the Honorable Bride Rose Sweeney from our Ohio House of Representatives. And I'd also love for Representative Juanita Brent to come join her up here, just so we recognize that you were also instrumental in this one.
Well, good morning, everyone. Again, I am State Representative Bride Rose Sweeney, and it brings me immense pleasure to be here today to celebrate this occasion. As the ranking member of the Ohio Finance Committee, along with one of the hardest working lawmakers in the entire state of Ohio, Representative Brent and Representative Upchurch, and actually the entire delegation, all supported other allocations, and also, as John said, one of the largest in the nation. That doesn't happen if we're not working together, advocating for you all. But when I was thinking about the state's role in making a project like today happen, I was thinking about why a lot of lawmakers say they run for office. Is to serve the public, to make government actually work for people, to change people's lives. But the very honest reality is allocating money doesn't change anyone's life. It doesn't change anyone's life unless there's an actual organization on the ground, like Greater Cleveland Habitat for Humanity, that's actually doing the hard work, who's actually changing the lives, who's changing communities. And when we get asked, I would say in the last budget, we got asked for $800 million when we only had $20 million to give out. Why we're able to look at an organization like this that gives us such confidence is because of the leadership of John Litton and Bob Whitney and the people that work at Habitat for Humanity, the volunteers, the people who support the resale store. That we know when we give dollars to an organization like this, that it's not just about giving an individual home. It's not just about helping that family, but it's really transforming an entire community and actually breaking through in a model of generational barriers that they would not have access to otherwise. And so from the bottom of my heart, I just really appreciate the confidence that we have in you and the work that you guys do to actually make the reality of us helping change lives possible. Representative Brent.
From the two ladies from Cleveland, born in Cleveland, who represent Cleveland, we are just so proud that we are bringing home the money, because if we really want to bring people back to Cleveland, people have to have homes. Homes create families. Families create memories, and memories create good communities that we can all be proud of. So I'm just so glad that our delegation can work together to make sure that we have more homes. Y'all might just convince me to leave Ward 1, because that's where y'all putting all these houses at. Don't tell my councilman. I'm just joking. But I'm just so proud to be able to work with our ranking member on finance so we can bring home that money, because we brought a lot of back home to Cleveland. Thank you. And then on behalf of our delegation, we want to present this wonderful accommodation to celebrate this groundbreaking. It's okay.
That's okay. You got things blowing over.
On behalf of the Cuyahoga County delegation, we want to present this accommodation for your hard work, for continually making sure that this land is not just here, but it's also home and the hearts for many new stories for people here living in Cleveland. Thank you.
Thank you.
Somebody got to take a picture real quick. Somebody got to take
We'll
a
take
picture.
lots of pictures. Don't
No,
worry.
just with the accommodation.
Oh,
Yeah, with the accommodation.
we'll do that. We'll do that.
They're going to take it? Okay. Okay.
Unless you gotta go.
No, I don't got to go.
Thank you, thank you. Not unlike the city of Cleveland and passing legislation to grant funds to Habitat, and then the city administration administering those funds. The state works similarly in terms of the State House passing legislation, and then it is up to the administration, and in this case, the Ohio Department of Development, to help administer those funds. And so today with us is Luke Stedke, Assistant Chief Community Investments for the Ohio Department of Development.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I would be remiss if we didn't recognize or at least mention a former resident of Collinwood. As a graduate of OU, they would probably take my Bobcat card away if we didn't mention former mayor, governor, and Senator George Voinovich. I know he would be extremely important and supportive of this work that we're doing here today. So, yeah. Thank you. On behalf of Director Mihalik, I am pleased and honored to be here to see so many partners at the state, federal, and local level. At development, we know the importance of housing. We know the importance of healthy communities that come with housing and the crucial economic drivers that housing has become. Through the work of the DeWine Husted administration, I did want to just talk about some programs that I think Cleveland and Cuyahoga and across the state of Ohio have been really beneficial, increasing housing stock across the state. Our Welcome Home Ohio program, we've spent $29 million for new housing stock across the state. More awards for all of these programs will be coming in the very near future. Our Lead Safe Ohio has invested over $90 million in healthy homes. Our Brownfield remediation program has spent over $107 million. And then our, good Lord. The demolition program has spent over $67 million taking properties that were blighted and putting them back into economic use. I want to thank everyone for being such great partners. We're improving the quality of life for Ohioans, we're supporting community economic development, and we're investing in the places that we love, our communities. So again, on behalf of the director, I want to thank you and congratulations.
Very much. Our board member Brian Dardis said it really well in recognizing the commitment and work of Gus Frangos. County Executive, you said it well also. And we miss Gus dearly. And yet the work remains and his legacy remains. And our need to continue in that legacy and do this work to see things others can't see, to be creative in our solutions, together with partners to make things happen. And the County Land Bank has been such an incredible partner to Habitat for Humanity and so many others really over these many years. And so today we're so lucky to have Ricardo Leon here, President of the County Land Bank, to say a few words.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Thank you first and foremost to John, Bob, the entire Greater Cleveland Habitat team for just allowing the Land Bank to be partners in this work. They are one of our longest standing, strongest partners that we've been working with for over a decade now in bringing affordable housing opportunities to the city of Cleveland. Also want to just say thank you to Executive Ronaine and his team for trusting the Land Bank to be the development arm of the county and be boots on the ground in the community. Thank you to County Council for allowing to give us funding through the County Housing Program, which allowed us to put $200,000 of GAP grant funding into the project here that you see before you. And also, thank you to the City of Cleveland and Cleveland City Council. Your partnership and your support of the Land Bank and your willingness to think about creative projects is what is allowing this project to happen and is what is going to allow us to continue doing more of these projects into the future. And I promise I'll be brief, but a lot of folks have said words about Gus. Gus, we all, like those of us who knew him, one of the most amazing people we've ever had the opportunity to meet, ever had the opportunity to work with. And what better way to honor his legacy, his love for the city, his belief in having quality, affordable housing throughout our region with projects like this and more projects like this. So it's our commitment at the Land Bank to continue supporting Habitat and continuing more projects like this so we can continue creating affordable housing opportunities for more Clevelanders and more folks in our county. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And with that, and to put a finer point on Gus's work, it's something we were going to do for as long as Gus was around anyway, but it's something we're definitely going to do in the future, and that's every year we're going to have a Gus Frangos home through Habitat, and we're going to make that home an accessible home, because I know that was always something very, very important to him as well. So we're very, very excited, and again, it's work we would have done anyway, but it's important to remember his legacy and his commitment as well to housing, but also to accessibility for people to age in place, to people who might be in a wheelchair, whatever the case may be. so that they could be housed and safe as well. I say it often in the office, and I think our staff gets sick of me saying it, but you can only have two of good, fast, and cheap. We've had to choose good and fast. The cheap part, not right now, because we have to work quickly, and because we've got all this incredible funding through all these different partners who have already gotten to speak. This need, though, required us and Habitat to get creative and find different solutions that didn't exist all that much here in the city of Cleveland thus far. And so we had to find partners that we could work with to make things happen we hadn't done before, to make things happen quicker than they'd ever happened before. And we had to seek that out, and we ultimately found Champion Homes and Community Rebuilders as both the builder and the general contractor on these projects. And so I'd like to call up from Champion Homes, Steve Peel, the sales director for Champion Homes, to say a few words.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Steve Peel. I'm the Director of Sales to the Midwest, for the Midwest at Champion Homes. I question the logic of giving a sales guy a microphone.
Me too, and I should be telling you to keep it closer, but
I was told that already once. I don't follow directions very well. So coming here, I thought about what do you people need to know about Champion Homes. So there's a few things, nuts and bolts, I want to tell you. And then one of the things that I get asked a lot is, what is our company's opinion of affordable, attainable housing? And that's a very broad question, but I'll answer that. But first, we'll go over the nuts and bolts part. Some of the things have been mentioned. The houses are built off-site. They're built to the latest state of Ohio building code. There is nothing cheap about these houses. There's nothing substandard about these houses. Everything's repairable. If you need a new storm door, you can go to Lowe's and buy a new one. It's nothing anybody should be scared about. So some of the benefits of manufacturing homes indoors is it is quicker. We have a process. And part of the process is we're building the houses while Gene is building the site work. So our interruptions into the neighborhood is very quick. We just came back from Detroit. 20 days, they had 3 houses built in 20 days. Right? So it is fast when we're in conjunction with a good partner like Gene Walligan and his crew at Community Rebuilders. It can go very fast. What I'm really proud about is our marketing team did this poster board, and that is exactly what we build. It isn't a picture of what we can build, it's a picture of what we do build. So we're very proud about that. But getting back to our question about what is Champion Homes' opinion about affordable housing, it's an opinion that's shared from our CEO, Mark Yost, down to the people in the factory in Sugar Creek, Ohio, who built these houses. And that is, we all can get shelter. And I'll tell you a quick story. It'll be my story. I'm one of 9 kids, number 4, which makes me the most adjusted. Had a hardscrabble life. We've traveled around a lot. Mom and Dad broke up a bunch. We was different cities, different schools. But we always had shelter, right? We were never out of doors, and I'm from the generation where your parents remind you that they're the ones putting a roof over my head, right? So as life goes on, I find myself divorced, 2 kids. I build a house, it burns down. And people say, oh, Steve, this is terrible. How do you? It's just stuff. No big deal. But after I rebuilt the house, I'm sitting in a home. It's Christmas time, fire in the fireplace. Kids are in bed, and I look around and I give kind of a deep breath and let it out, and it's like, this is all ours. I was finally home. I had shelter my whole life, but I never had a home. From every spring, the kids wanting to put a garden in, and gardens are just like puppies. They're great when they're little, but by July, they're done with it, and Dad gets to take care of the garden. So, but that's what Champion Home wants to get. We build about 30,000 shelters a year, but what we're really interested in is providing homes for people. So we're very thankful for the people of Cleveland, the city of Cleveland, our partners with Habitat for Humanity, our partners with Community Rebuilders, for letting us be a part of providing homes for people. Thank you.
Thank you. We made it really hard for our political friends to leave. I realize we're almost finished, I promise, in case you were getting antsy and ready for the next thing. That said, when we chose to do this work and we chose to work with Champion, we had to find a general contractor who could work with Champion, yes, of course, but who could also work with the city of Cleveland and had done it before. And there weren't really a lot of organizations that had done it and done it well, like Community Rebuilders have. And so to represent Community Rebuilders, I'd like to call up our friend Gene Mulligan.
Hi, good morning. I'm Gene Mulligan with Community Rebuilders. I'm the project manager on this endeavor here, and I want to thank John and Jerry for giving us this opportunity. We're kind of as the founder builder for Modular here in Cleveland. We're really happy to be building for Cleveland and for Habitat. So I wanted to say thank you to everybody and have a great day.
Wow. He must not be running for re-election, right? A couple other people I want to mention, not the least of which is Mike Saliga to my right and Bob Whitney to my left for holding up the signs for the rest of the day.
Rest of the day.
And rest of the day, that's right. Till dusk. Just kidding. I also just want to make sure we recognize all of our Habitat for Humanity staff who work so hard every single day. We are 4 companies in one, from our restores, where you can also buy a new door for that house, to our teams working with families on mortgages, in our administration, and of course in construction as well. So I just want to recognize all of our staff. If you could all raise your hands and be recognized today, because we could not do this without you. A few of our staff also live here in Collinwood, so I'm really excited that we are now building in their neighborhoods where they live as well, and they'll get to enjoy it. Last but not least, on the staff piece, I really need to recognize Jerry Smith. Jerry's our quote-unquote retired construction director who, out of nowhere, took the ball and ran with it on this weird thing called modular housing. And as you may have already seen on West 83rd, and you're going to see here, and you're going to see in Ward 11 as well, this works, it's quality. And Jerry, we can't thank you enough. I hope you know this is part of a huge legacy you've left to Habitat and all the work that you do. So thank you. Last but not least, you heard from Brian Dardis from our board. I want to recognize that Bethany Germano is also here from our board of trustees. Thank you for coming, Bethany. And also Pastor Ernest Fields, who joined our board last year and is pastor in Buckeye, where we do so much of our work as well. I want to recognize you and thank you for being here. Because I just saw Edwin out of the corner of my eye, I want to recognize the city of Lorraine. They came just to check out what we're doing over here, because we're coming for them next in the city of Lorraine. If you don't know it, Habitat for Humanity Greater Cleveland took on the Lorraine County affiliate a couple years ago now, and so we are just going to embark on some work in Lorraine County as well. Can't wait. And with having mentioned Pastor Fields, I'd like to call him up to close us up with a prayer, and then we'll dig a hole.
All right, if we can just bow heads. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this great undertaking in this location. We thank you for spreading the blessing of affordable housing to people who would otherwise not be able to afford to live and to own a house that they can call theirs. We thank you for the work of all the people who have come together to make this possible. We thank you for the leadership of John Litton and Habitat for Humanity and all of the partners who've joined together to make this possible. Now we ask that you would bless the families who will occupy these homes that are being placed on this spot or in this on this lot. We pray that you would continue to be with them help them to grow and thrive and prosper in this place. And we thank you that they will have a place that they can call their own. We pray that the great work which has begun here will not stop here, but it will spread and touch the lives of many. We are grateful to you, Lord, for bringing this vision about and making it a reality. We ask that you would just continue to bless us with ideas and technology and all of the other things that are necessary to spread the blessing of home ownership to many places around the city. We ask that your hand would be on this work, and we just thank you again. We bless you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. That was beautiful. I also want to say it here and now, so I don't have to say it 50 times after this. But just so you're all aware, 1,350 square feet, full basements, 3-bedroom, aging in place friendly, solar ready. These houses are going to be incredible houses that are going to be here for these families for years to come. This is the first celebration of so many on this land, from birthdays to other parties that people are going to have. So thank you for all of you for being here. Let's dig a hole.